together for Owen, Lyon-Smith.
Hello, everybody. We're doing well tonight. I think I had an interesting childhood because of my parents. You see, they both had British accents, and we lived in Boston, which meant that when I went outside, all of the people were saying, I love Dunkin' Donuts. And then I would go inside, and my parents would say, Owen, can you put the kettle on? And then I would think in my own head, I love Patagonia jackets. Like, why do I sound like this? What the fuck? What the fuck happened? Right? I was like, wasn't there a step? And then we moved to Washington State. I was like, was this where I was supposed to be the whole time, right? Like, I decided I was gonna learn how to do the accents. I was so curious about it. I don't know. I was like, so my parents talk like this, I don't talk like this. I was so curious about it. So I want to take you on a little journey through some accents tonight. We'll start with posh English, right? We'll start with posh English. So if you're doing a posh English accent, right? You've got a lot of things that are important for posh English. First of all, you have to remember you have to open your mouth very wide. And the reason for this is that posh people in days gone by would eat all the fucking cake. And so you open your mouth very wide so that you can fit the largest slice of cake inside of there. They all have gout. Watch The Favourite. It's brilliant. You want to get all the cake inside your mouth. And the other reason why you'll want to have your mouth open so wide is, of course, because posh people love to look down on other people, and all of that gravity pulls their jaw to the floor. That's another good reason to do it. But I always think with accents, it helps to have a base starting phrase, right? So you can all actually do this, right? All of you in the audience, you can do this, right? You have a base starting phrase to think of for the accent, and just say that phrase in the accent. It helps a lot with it, right? So you can all do this with me, right? Here's the phrase we're all going to say. You ready? We're going to say the phrase, you've arrived. You ready? Do this on three. Posh English accent, you're ready, you'll transform it. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
You've arrived.
Right? You're feeling it already. Okay. All right, let's go on. Let's go Cockney. Okay, let's go Cockney English accent. So, for a Cockney English accent, right, you got to keep in mind a few things. Firstly, Cockney most closely associated with the working class in England. A few things to know about the Cockney. First thing, they are more proud of being British than the Queen herself, right? Haven't got a reason, they just are, right? Second thing to keep in mind, love a good pub, all right? And the most important thing to Cockneys, you are not done drinking until you can't remember the night, all right? That is the rule of the Cockney. And the third thing you've got to keep in mind about Cockneys is there are only two kinds of Cockneys in movies. There are badasses and Michael Caine, and those are the only two kinds of Cockneys in movies. There's no one else, all right? Okay, base starting phrase for Cockneys. Base starting phrase for Cockneys, you ready? Base starting phrase is, you see this bruise on my face? I've been punched in it. Well, I'll say this on three. You ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. You see this bruise on my face? I've been punched in it. Yeah. We're in a factory, aren't we? This is great. I love this. Okay, let's keep going. All right. Australian, okay? So, the key to an Aussie accent, all right? You gotta remember what Australia is, all right? Australia is a world, it's a land filled with the nicest people in the world and the most fucking dangerous animals you've ever seen. You've got the best wildlife conservatories next to fucking kangaroo boxing arenas. What the fuck's going on over there? They just as soon save a crocodile as rescue it, right? You've got to keep that in mind. So for the Aussie accent, right? For base starting phrase, I recommend just go straight Steve Irwin, all right? That's my recommendation, go straight Steve Irwin. So here's a starting phrase, base starting phrase. That's a venomous snake. I think I'm gonna name him Mr. Slithers. Straight Steve Irwin. You ready? On 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. That's a venomous snake. I think I'll name him Mr. Slithers. Yeah. Feel it already. Save the Great Barrier Reef. Okay, I thought I'd dash in something political. I thought that would be fun. That's what I learned from my parents, though, is all these accents and all these different things. But I think, like, that part of that was they enjoyed it as well. They were very British. I like to make fun of my mom's accent, you know. She would come home from work and be like, "Hello, mother." And she'd go, "Hello, son." My friends that were there would be like, "What the fuck's wrong with the two of you?" Just transform. And my mother is wonderful. She has a great like British sense of humor. This is, I think, the funniest thing that anybody's ever said to me. She delivered to me the best roast I think I've ever received. This was it. So I was packing for a trip to go see my girlfriend. I was packing a box of condoms, all right? And my mother walks in the room. She sees me packing it. I like throw it in the suitcase. It doesn't work. She obviously sees it, right? But she turns around, walking out of the room, and goes, "Ooh, didn't mean to see your lifetime supply there, buddy." Which, how brutal is that, right? My mom, I mean, it was just one box. My mom basically going, "You've only got 12 in you, man." So, some of you out there are like, "You're fine, Owen, you'll be what," and some of you are thinking all the best roasts are based on some truth, and fuck you guys. Wish I could, gotta save them. Okay. Go on, man, and say them good night.
Give it up for Owen Lyon-Smith. God. Ah, it's so pleasant. I love it. My favorite